Good morning, everyone. It is morning here. It's quite early morning here, 8:10 in the morning, the time I'm recording this video. And of course, this is my Dave Wetterman full card preview for the Dave Wetterman card, boxing card, Medet boxing card we got in Saudi on the 23rd of December, which is next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. I thought I would get a preview out this week and did my predictions for all 8 fights on the card. Some good fights, but obviously most of the fights are definitely straightforward for me. And there is some fights that have jeopardy for certain boxers, of course. Whose boxing career will be wetted? Pardon the pun. Has to be someone's, doesn't it? Has to be someone's, in my opinion. And there will be a bit of a rant. Obviously, during this video, about a certain fight that shouldn't be happening, in my opinion, with a certain boxer. So we'll start off with Charlie Opetaia against AS Solo, 12 rounds, win Magazine Cruiserweight Championship. Before I go into this, let's just say well done to Eddie Hearn. Well done to all promoters involved for working together. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren working together. Who would have thought that? Especially with both their egos as well. Obviously, I do think the money made them work together. I don't think this would happen in the UK. And but I just think it was all about the money, wasn't it? For them promoters, that's why they're working together. I don't think they would work together if it was a fight in the UK, just because of egos. And obviously, this card is going to be a chill podcast. It'll be on the DAZN pay-per-view in the UK and TNT Sports box office in the UK. If you're a UK fan like me. But yeah, we'll start off with Charlie Opetaia against AS Solo, 12 rounds. It will be for the Win Magazine Cruiserweight Championship now, in my opinion, because we all know the talk. Charlie Opetaia is about to be stripped of the IBF belt, the IBF Cruiserweight belt, due to the IBF ordering the rematch between Charlie Opetaia and Puedes. And the IBF are not happy with AS Solo as an opponent for Charlie Opetaia. And I think the IBF got a good point. I think IBF, I did completely agree with them. No disrespect to our one AS Solo. I saw him on boxer, but Charlie Opetaia's last opponent, Jordan Thompson. Charlie Opetaia absolutely destroyed Jordan Thompson and got him out in the third round. It's going to be similar here. Charlie Opetaia is going to destroy AS Solo. And AS Solo is the same level as Jordan Thompson for me. So I expect the same again. Charlie Opetaia, third round stoppage win. It's just a shame that the IBF have stripped Charlie Opetaia. I mean, Charlie Opetaia has got a choice by the time I'm recording it. He can either have a rematch with Puedes. I don't know if that would just be too short notice to try and make that fight for this card. But it'd be a brilliant fight to have for the card. Especially when Puedes caused Opetaia, it's the only fighter to cause Opetaia problems as well. But I think Charlie Opetaia will take the money. He will take the Saudi money. He's only getting paid the highest he's been paid, Charlie Opetaia. So he will take the Saudi money, which will strip him of the IBF belt, and it will be for the Win Magazine Cruiserweight title, in my opinion. Which I still think Charlie Opetaia, even if he is stripped, he gets this job done against AS Solo, and it's going to be an easy win for Charlie Opetaia. And he's going to destroy AS Solo like he did with John Thompson, in my opinion. I'm going to offer the same round. Third round stoppage win Hoshio Hataya, in my opinion, who is the #1 cruiserweight in the world, and no one's on Hoshio Hataya's level, in my opinion, in terms of the cruiserweight division. He levels above everyone, in my opinion. So up next is Juan Sanchez and Sunya Far. I think Juan Sanchez was, I can't remember the last card he was on. Was it the Canelo Alvarez versus Jamel Charlo one? Was it? Or was it the Spence Crawford back in July? I can't remember. But Juan Sanchez, he is one of these proper heavyweights that will be around when the big boys retire. He is one of these fighters like Azenbek Makhmudov, who we'll talk about in a minute, Daniel Dubois, all these fighters who basically are the future, in my opinion, for the heavyweight division in terms of who to look out for, who will be challenging for the belts when all the big boys retire. And he's up against Junior Far, 10-round contest. Shame it's not 12 rounds. I think he don't need another 10 rounds from me. I think he's ready for 12 rounds from Sanchez. And I think Juan Sanchez, again, it's one of these fights that he should get the job done, in my opinion. He should get Junior Far out, in my opinion. Juan Sanchez, with all due respect to Junior Far. And I think Juan Sanchez gets him out in the 4th round, in my opinion, with a 4th round stoppers win for Juan Sanchez. And Juan Sanchez, it's like Azenbek Makhmudov, who will want a title shot at some point. You don't see him get a title shot or a shot at one of the big boys for a potential payday as well. Up next is Azenbek Makhmudov against Artur Beterbiev, 10-round contest. We saw Azenbek in the Fury versus Ngannou card. Azenbek obviously got a 1st round stoppage. A really dangerous opponent. Azenbek. This with the power, the punch power he brings as well. He can be a threat to anyone in the heavyweight division. He can be a threat to anyone in the heavyweight division with his punch power. He's up against Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev is obviously well noticed. He is well noticed for obviously being a potential opponent for Anthony Joshua. He has been spoken about in the past about Anthony Joshua's next opponent for the whole year. I think he's the hooping heavyweight champion, Beterbiev. And I am shocked AJ didn't take Beterbiev, because I do think Otto Warren is a banana skin for Anthony Joshua. But I honestly thought AJ would have took the Beterbiev fight just for that confidence booster. I thought Eddie Hearn would have went for that as well, the Beterbiev fight. And but obviously I'll talk about Anthony Joshua 8-1. And but for me, I do think Azenbek again gets the job done in this fight, and I think he stops him early. I don't really rate Beterbiev, don't really rate him that much. Azenbek punch power would be far too much for Beterbiev to cope with, and I'd love for Azenbek Makhmudov to get a 4th round stoppage win, in my opinion. Up next, it's Faith Herdfist against Mark Demori. Probably the worst fight on the card. It is an old racing chat, but we all know Mark Demori. Mark Demori, obviously well recognisable for using in the 1st round to David Haye, of course. I think this is more of a warm-up for Faith Herdfist as he gets prepared to fight for an IBF eliminator, or he could be fighting for the fate in IBF heavyweight title, because the heavyweight belts will be started on once Fury and Usyk, if Fury and Usyk have that undisputed fight. And obviously the IBF, we all know the IBF do up to strip fighters straight away, to strip Terence Crawford after he became undisputed. the Swift Shire for Tyre, but that's for different reasons. And now, obviously, at the moment, it is looking like Faith Herdford versus Otto Warren for the fifth and IBF heavyweight title belt once Fury and Usyk have the undisputed fight. No matter who wins that fight, the IBF will strip either, whoever becomes undisputed. But of course, again, AJ plays a part as well in this, because he does face Otto Warren, of course. But this is more of a warm-up fight for Faith Herdford. He wasn't convincing in his last fight, Faith Herdford, back in August. But he did the 8 stoppage, and he did the 8 stoppage. And we all think he lost against CA Stan, but Herdford got the decision in that fight. And then CA Stan over a year ago now on the Usyk versus Joshua 2 card. But yeah, I do. As for this fight, I do think Faith Herdford gets the job done, in my opinion. Martin Moore, he's piss poor, isn't he? He's piss poor. I expect Herdford to stop him in any round, to be honest with you. And I think Faith Herdford, Allendor, a third round. Yeah, Allendor third round stoppage, because I just think Martin Moore is that piss poor. He really is. And Allendor for a third round stoppage win for Faith Herdford. And now on to the controversial fight, which is Daniel Dubois versus Jamel Miller. Yeah, asking why is it controversial? This fight should be boycotted for me, for Daniel Dubois' safety. People will come at me. People know what I'm aiming at. Jamel Miller, who has failed multiple drug tests. Okay, albeit he has done his time. But fuck that. Yepers don't change the sports. Dana White has failed multiple drug tests. Dana White has took a ban, and then he still went on to fail drug tests. Jamel Miller will do exactly the same. And for me, this fight should be boycotted for Daniel Dubois' safety, because Jamel Miller has all the advantages in his body. We know what's in his body. We know he's definitely juiced up by the look of him. And this is boxing again, putting himself in the mud. Another dark cloud for boxing for me. And I really fear for this fight. I really fear for Daniel Dubois in this fight that something bad might happen to him. Something bad might happen to him. For me. Obviously, Daniel Dubois will be the most supported fighter on this card, because everyone wants Jamel Miller's big mouth to be shut up, and sit, in my opinion. Jamel Miller knows what he is. He's a cheat, trying to gain an advantage. And I speak the same for every fighter that fails a drug test. Conor Benn, even if you fail one drug test, you should be banned from the sport for good, because you will do it again. Yeah, because don't change the sports. Simple as that. Obviously, touch wood, Canelo Alvarez and Tyson Fury, they've only done it once, and they've took their medicine, and at the moment they've not been taught on doing it again. I'm not accusing them, of course I'm not, but yeah, for me, this fight shouldn't be happening. But the alternative was Derek Chisora, and Derek Chisora's playing is like Pollard. With the beatings he has took for the whole of his career. In boxing, with Derek Chisora being a serial user, and a serial punch bag. That's what he is, Derek Chisora. But I still, if you choose now the two, you'd rather Derek Chisora, because Daniel Dubois wins that fight against Derek Chisora. Daniel Dubois doesn't win this fight because Jamel Miller has all the advantages. Aedo advances as well in his body. I'm not saying Darren Dubois. I mean, if Darren Dubois still wins this fight, we'll all be happy. But what does that say about Jamel Miller, who has failed multiple trust tests, taking the needle towards his body to try and gain an advantage, to try and win a boxing fight? What would that say about him? He'd be the biggest laughing stock in boxing, honestly. He'd be the biggest laughing stock in boxing, and he would deserve to be laughed at. But with the advances Jamel Miller had, Aedo advances Jamel Miller had, I fear the worst for Darren Dubois. I really do. I fear the worst for Darren Dubois in this fight. Darren Dubois is now a world level fighter. Obviously, using that fight to Alexander Usyk, that unification fight to Alexander Usyk, of course. Obviously, what worries me about Darren Dubois is his killer instinct. He should have went for that killer. He should have threw the hits and sent at Alexander Usyk after Usyk was hurt by that Raw Pure. It was a Raw Pure, in my opinion. It was a Raw Pure, but even so, Darren Dubois should be done after, should be on the scent, as Usyk said. But I won't be too harsh on Darren Dubois. It's just his inexperience. His inexperience at world level. If that was Deontay Wilder, done. Deontay Wilder has that killer instinct, and he would have got Usyk out, in my opinion. And that was the problem with Darren Dubois. He just get Usyk in there with him, which he can't do. It's an interesting one. Everyone is done for Jamel Miller, but everyone's done for Jamel Miller for the one reasons, unfortunately, with the Aedo advances he's got in his body, because he is juiced up, let's be real. And I'm not really happy about this fight potentially going ahead. Really not happy. And I really hope Darren Dubois shuts this big mouth up. Never mind Big Baby, he's a big mouth. That's what he is, Jamel Miller. He's a big mouth. And I think everyone should be supporting Darren Dubois on the card, in my opinion, because it will be a win for boxing if Jamel Miller gets beat. And it will make Jamel Miller the biggest laughing stock ever in boxing, especially with the Aedo choices being taken to try and gain an advantage in the fight. But I do have to do a prediction, and unfortunately, I think Jamel Miller gets the win quite early. I think stops Dubois early in the 5th round. But I'm saying it for the one reasons. I won't be saying it for the right reasons, but I'm saying it for the one reasons. Because of what Jamel Miller, because the Aedo advances Jamel Miller has. So a 5th round stoppage win for Jamel Miller, but it's just not right. It's just not right at all, in my opinion. So that's my bit of a rant on that. Up next, Dimitri Bivol, then Sindanarfa, our Sindanarfa reports. 12 rounds for the WBA World Light Heavyweight Championship. Dimitri Bivol is back after 1 year out. After 1 year, it's been 1 year since he last fought Dimitri Bivol against Gilberto Cerdo Ramirez in Abu Dhabi, of course, where it was an absolute stolen from Dimitri Bivol on Cerdo Ramirez. And we saw how Dimitri Bivol was last year, and deserved he won Fighter of the Year last year, Dimitri Bivol, for the men's. And Dimitri Bivol is so good. He really is so good. He is the best. Him and Artur Beterbiev are the fights that need to happen. And the fight is the fight that needs to happen. With obviously, they are the two of the best in this division. Beterbiev is a monster. Dimitri Bivol, I've never seen the still ever of Dimitri Bivol, in my opinion. He's just a skillful boxer. and his IQ is incredible. Dimitri Bivol as well. So tough task for Jinder Mahal. But this reminds me, it's not yet Beterbiev because Beterbiev is just a bloody monster, isn't he? With his punch power. But it is similar jeopardy to that fight, in my opinion, because Dimitri Bivol, he's not been active. He's been inactive for a year. And Jinder Mahal has been active. He has been active as well. And I think Jinder Mahal it'll be one of them where he'll give it his best. He will definitely give it his best. And Dimitri Bivol, he had Anthony Yarde and Beterbiev. But I think Neville's will be shown in the end. And I think Dimitri Bivol, I don't think Bivol stops Arthur. I think Bivol gets himself a comfortable unanimous decision win and just outboxes Jinder Mahal to a comfortable unanimous decision. So I'm going for Dimitri Bivol to win comfortably on points. And now on to the main two fights, of course, that you've all been waiting for. The tour main event, Deontay Wilder. Very interesting fight. Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker. 12 rounds, heavyweight contest. Deontay Wilder, who's not been active for a year. Obviously, his last fight was 1 year ago with that 45-second stoppage win in the first round over Robert Helenius. While Joseph Parker, he's been quite active, hasn't he? He's been quite active. And it's a very interesting fight. There is jeopardy in this fight for Deontay Wilder because he's not being active. And Joseph Parker is a former world champion. And we're starting to see the old Joseph Parker back, the best Joseph Parker getting his hands though. We saw that in his win against Simon Keane on the Fury vs. Ngannou card. So he has been active this year, Joseph Parker. Started the year off against Jack Matsey, which was a very underwhelming performance from Parker. Then he fought in Australia and got first round stoppage. And now he fought Simon Keane. And it makes it even more interesting. Joseph Parker's got Andy Yee, who was in Fury's team for all three fights against Deontay Wilder. And it could be a vital addition for Joseph Parker. Because I genuinely believe, I'm going to say right now, I genuinely believe it wouldn't shock me if one of AJ or Wilder lose. It wouldn't shock me both of them not, to be honest with you. Both of them got banana stem fights for me. Joseph Parker then battered the old Joseph Parker we know. And for me, but the problem is Deontay Wilder. For me, Deontay Wilder, he's not a great boxer. He really isn't. Because he was using all the rounds against Luis Ortiz, of course, in that fight against Luis Ortiz until Deontay Wilder punts. Deontay Wilder lands that punch, which sparked out Luis Ortiz, and that is Deontay Wilder, prime Deontay Wilder for you. When he lands that punch, you get knocked out. Simple as that. So he doesn't really rely on his boxing ability, Deontay Wilder. He just relies. He feels that his punch will knock out anyone, and it does. It knocks out anyone. And unfortunately for Joseph Parker, with all due respect to Joe Joyce, he was knocked out by Joe Joyce. And to be fair, obviously last year when Joe Joyce got that stoppage and knocked out Joseph Parker, we were all thinking, yeah, Joe Joyce can fight Tyson Fury for a world title. But then Joe Joyce, we all know, the path George Joyce has now went on recently with the back-to-back defeats to Seiya San. So, and you're asking me, if you're comparing George Joyce and Deontay Wilder, well, Deontay Wilder is the better fight. Well, George Joyce is the better boxer than Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder obviously has got the most powerful punch we've probably ever seen in heavyweight history. And that's the thing. If Parker's been knocked out by George Joyce, he's definitely then knocked out of Deontay Wilder. I think it'd be quite a course to support some George Parker to start off with, but I think Deontay Wilder deaths him out in the 5th round, honestly. I think Deontay Wilder stopped George Parker, and I think Deontay Wilder sparks out George Parker in the 5th round. In the 5th round, in my opinion. But if it does the points, people, George Parker wins for me. If it does the points. It's just because of Deontay Wilder's boxing ability. Because George Parker can definitely outbox Deontay Wilder, and that's what they'll be working on. That's what they'll be working on, especially Andy Yi as well. He's got the data as well, and Andy Yi has obviously beaten Deontay Wilder in two of the 3 Tyson Fury fights, of course. So it's going to be very interesting. A very interesting fight. Very interesting fight. If he does the points, Parker's winning, people. He is winning. If he does the points. But I just think Wilder, he's just got that killer instinct, hasn't he? He's just got that killer instinct where he just relies on his powerful punch. Where he relies on his dangerous, powerful punch. I've never seen anything like it. But it just sparks everyone out. So I'm dog Wilder for me. Deontay Wilder, 5th round stoppage. But if it does all the way to points, Wilder ain't winning. I'm telling you right now, people. It'd be interesting to Joseph Parker and just avoid that punch of Deontay Wilder. And now onto the main event. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Warren. 12 rounds heavyweight contest. Winner potentially to face Fifth Herdovich soon to become IBF vacant IBF heavyweight title. As said earlier, whoever wins out of Fury and Usyk, that IBF heavyweight belt will become vacant, and the winner of that will obviously be stripped. So this is kind of like an eliminator, really. Because if AJ wins, you have to say he has to face Herdovich for me. But this is a potential banana sting. People, despite Otto Warren, we all recognise him from the fight with Tyson Fury, where Otto Warren was only starting off where his boxing career. And to be fair to him, he made Tyson Fury cut. And if that fight was in the UK, it was a horrific cut for Tyson Fury. If that fight was in the UK, Tyson Fury would have a defeat on his record. So that fight would be stopped in the UK, and Otto Warren would be getting the win. Against Tyson Fury. Imagine that happened. Where would Otto Warren be right now? And Otto Warren, he deserves it, in my opinion, especially after Dillian Whyte. The situation with Dillian Whyte as well, where Dillian Whyte obviously trumped ship to try and get a title shot against Tyson Fury in 2022, which he eventually got. And Otto Warren deserves his payday. But he's not coming for a payday. He is coming to put a dent in Anthony Joshua's career. Anthony Joshua is on the most pressure so far in his boxing career. And this is banana sting for AJ. This is a banana sting for AJ. Otto Warren is a southpaw. And we all know AJ with southpaws, he struggled. He does struggle. If Otto Warren can land a punch on AJ, we could have an upset. because we don't. AJ, he's done. He is done. He's done Mentier. He's done Mentier, especially recently where they had that press conference and he's been a bit baby about Dev Sane asking questions, saying, "Nah, I only want my promoter to answer questions." Oh, this answering the question, AJ. Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be like that? Honestly. And he was rattled in the Otto Warren face-off, where they did the face-off after the press conference. AJ was rattled, saying to Otto Warren, "You're talking shit" and all that. People were saying they like that from AJ. I don't personally. I think he's just lost it. I think he's lost it mentally, in my opinion. Will it affect him in this fight? He had stopped Ben Davison in this corner for this fight. Anthony Joshua, and Ben Davison is one of the best trainers out there. But Anthony Joshua, right? But Anthony Joshua's been through more trainers than me. Has been through more trainers than me. It can't be the trainers, surely. It can't be the trainers. It's AJ. That's why it is. It's AJ. It's not Derek James who trains one of the best fighters in boxing in Errol Spence Jr. And the Charlo brothers, I'm pretty sure, as well. So he's not a bad trainer, is he, Derek James? Honestly, I think AJ lost it after he got rid of Bob McFadden as his trainer. And I said back then, that's it now. That's the end of AJ's boxing career. It's under downhill. Done downhill from there. And it has. Let's be honest. Yeah, he's had fights with Helenius and Franklin to try and get his confidence back up. Jermaine Franklin, very underwhelming performance. He should be getting Franklin out. Jermaine Franklin's got piss poor movement. So AJ should be getting him out and stopping him. Robert Helenius, okay, he got stoppage. But not being funny, Deontay Wilder knocked him out in 45 seconds. And it's really a shame to say because AJ used to have that killer instinct. But he doesn't. He doesn't now. He doesn't have that killer instinct now, AJ. And this is, again, like Wilder versus Parker, this is another Jeopardy fight, in my opinion. Another banana stem fight, in my opinion. I think it's going all the way to points. I don't really see a stoppage in this fight, especially with AJ. I think he's done mentally. He just hasn't got that confidence mentally. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing, though, to win on points, because if AJ wins comfortably on points, then yeah, I might actually give him credit. Because we've seen the guys of Devin Haney, the best boxers in the world right now, Devin Haney, for example. He doesn't stop people. He's more of a boxer. And look at his masterclass against Sweetie Spaldway. Won every round. So it's not really a bad thing to win on points. I do quite like it, to be fair, because his AJ is cautious. And it could be done defensively. But let's see AJ against a Wilder, for example. And I've said it, if you land a punch on AJ, he's done. He's done mentally, and he will crumble like breadcrumbs for me. Because he don't like getting hit now, these days. AJ does not like getting hit. He don't like getting hit, AJ. And that Helenius performance, again, I think that was underwhelming, that Helenius performance. He should be getting him out in the first half of the fight, in my opinion. Robert Helenius is piss poor. It's piss poor. But as for my prediction, I think AJ does win. I think AJ wins on points for me. but I wouldn't be shocked if Otto Warren wins, to be honest. What's more likely to happen? Is it Otto Warren wins or Joseph Parker wins? I think they're both possible. Once Parker didn't avoid that punch of Wilder, but if Wilder lands a punch on Parker, I think it's lights out for Parker, unfortunately. I think Otto Warren's more likely. I think an Otto Warren win is more likely than a Joseph Parker win over Deontay Wilder, in my opinion. You need to give Otto Warren some respect as well, because he cut Tyson Fury, and he is a banana skin. He beat Dasiev as well. A good fighter, Dasiev. Dasiev was favourite with the bookmakers in that fight. Everyone made Dasiev favourite in that fight, and Otto Warren did a masterclass on him, in my opinion. So, yeah, real jeopardy. But I'm not AJ to win on points. I think the Ben Davidson edition should help him a bit, confidence-wise as well. But that's up to AJ. That shouldn't be up to the trainer to try and get his confidence back for me. So I'm not AJ to win on points. Well, that was a long video, wasn't it? So feel free to leave your thoughts down below. It's always good to do in depth though. And not to say, oh yeah, these are my predictions and that's it. And but yeah, Dave Weckman, can't wait for it at all. I really can't wait. It's going to be a very interesting card. Someone's career will get weaponed, in my opinion. Yes, hope it's not Daniel Dubois' career. Hopefully not for the bad reasons either. And but whose career will get weaponed on Dave Weckman? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below and all your predictions down below for all the fights. Take care, stay safe, and see you later.